You probably clicked this link because you don't trust the stock market. You know that it's manipulated. You know it's rigged for the big banks. You know that you can be financially inoculated with everything that's going on. And the reason why you're here is because you might have some FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fearful because you don't know what's going on. Uncertainty because there's no one to talk to. And doubtful because there's no plan on what is about to come. But one thing, when it comes to retirement planning, if you don't have a game plan for whatever it is about to come, then you are not prepared. It's time for you to protect your money outside of buying gold and silver. This is going to be the best thing because you're protected by contract law. Completely different animal, guys. Again, Carlos Cortez here. Hope I can hear from you. And let's just have a conversation to see if this strategy works for you.
Unto itself is one of the great enemies of our economy. And so the question is how much you think the American public is going to be willing to accept some pain or some additional cost, potentially, hopefully, to get to the other side of whatever you think this all looks like later.
Well, I want to start by saying I think everything you're seeing is consistent with what President Trump said on the campaign trail that he was going to do, and everything I'm saying is consistent with what I said. The tariffs are designed to do two things. There's the tariffs on Mexico, China, and Canada, which is to stop this terrible scourge of fentanyl. 100,000 deaths last year. That's a huge cost to our economy, and they're meant to change behavior. The second set of tariffs are meant to ensure reciprocity, a fair deal for the American people in steel and aluminum.
Let me be clear. The U.S. does not have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. We are right where we have been in the long-term averages, 17.5%, 18.5% of revenues. That hasn't changed. What has changed is this blowout spending. Over the past 40 years, the deficit has averaged about 3.5%. So we were at 21, 22% of GDP spending. Previous administration blew it out to 25. Some of the things they put in place, if we hadn't grabbed them by the horns, this thing was going to blow out even more. And so we've stabilized it. We're bringing it down, and we're going to go from there.
Donald Trump on Thursday signed an executive order establishing a U.S. cryptocurrency reserve. It will be capitalized with Bitcoin seized by the federal government as part of criminal or other legal proceedings. That was according to a post on X by Washington crypto czar David Sachs. Trump is then expected to formally announce the plan at a crypto summit Friday in the White House. Earlier this week, he named the 5 digital assets to feature in the reserve: Bitcoin and Ether, and smaller tokens XRP, Solana and Cardano. However, it's still not clear how the reserve will work or what benefits it will offer to taxpayers. Sachs said the federal government would try to maximize the value of its holdings while offering few further details. He said the US would not sell any Bitcoin deposited in the reserve, but would keep it as a store of value. Sachs called the reserve a digital Fort Knox. Trump came to power promising to be a crypto president. He has since appointed fans of digital assets to key positions. But Bitcoin has given up most of the gains made since his election win, with some investors disappointed by a lack of concrete moves on the sector. On Thursday, one told Reuters the new plan was the most disappointing outcome possible. With the reserve set to do no active trading, he said it was just a fancy name for crypto funds already held by the government. Bitcoin fell over 5% immediately following Sachs's social media posts.
So welcome everybody to Lindell TV, and we have one of our greatest supporters and sponsors, Carlos Cortez. He is the CEO, owner of Cortez Wealth Management. You guys need to go there now. Don't even wait to hear about it. Go to AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com or call 833-813-3446. We're going to leave it up while we talk to Carlos here. And Carlos, I can't thank you enough for helping support our voice here at Lindell TV. And I wanted to ask you a few questions that the people out there have asked since our last since our last time we were together, some questions came in. And the first one is, your website emphasizes retirement built in America and for America. In practice, what does that mean? And how do you help your clients invest in the things they believe in?
Thanks for having me, Mike. Yeah, it's really that simple. I mean, in business school, we all were taught to do business with people you like and trust. I don't think we've gotten, maybe we've gotten away from that with social media. I don't know, but it still is a recipe today. And so before COVID actually came down, I just went out and publicly and boldly said, you know what? I believe in Christ. I believe in America. My father's a pastor and a drill sergeant. And I'm okay in my skin. I'm okay with my message. But let's take it a step further and let's see how we can invest in the way that we believe. And thus we have value-based investing. And more importantly, like I don't want to go to Mexico or Canada. Like America is all we have. There's no plan B. There's no plan C. Like you hear people, oh, Trump got in, I'm moving to Canada. Well, go to Canada and see how you like it. You know,
for you, special K, goodbye. Exactly.
Peace, deuces. So when it comes to your retirement, like we are funding, if you look at all the woke companies, we are funding the LGBT movement. We are funding the transgender movement. We're funding all these things that are a demise to us. And this has been proven. And not only that, but we're funding the legislation. Like how is BLM, how is LGBT getting the money to pass these laws that are victim mentality? And so we're funding this. And if you go deeper, you'll see that the big 401k providers, possibly your 401k provider, for anyone listening, they're only allowing certain mutual funds, certain investments in a employer-sponsored program that funds things that do not go against that goes against America and goes against your values. So what we do here is I had to, honestly, Mike, when I was a stockbroker, I had this license and I had to literally do everything they told me to do. I built the business, I built the client, I built everything, and I still had to do everything they told me to do. And I'm like, this is not the American dream. Like as an entrepreneur, I want to do what's right for my clients. That's my service. That's my open architecture. That's my competitive advantage to the Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, Edward Jones of the world. So what I said, I was going to invent the America First retirement plan. I did it. And we had a great logo. We had a great message. And, you know, my little firm has brought in $250 million inside of 14 months because people finally can talk to an advisor about what they believe in.
Right. No, and that's real important, everybody, is, you know, I had even in stocks that I had, stocks that I was buying, for myself, my own moral compass, I wouldn't buy stocks, even though I knew they were going to go up, because what they stood for, what was behind the company that was behind them. And for you to, you basically what you've done then, people that have, no matter where you have your money, everybody, you'll be able to say, hey, you've already vetted the good places that have our values, correct? You've already done that work for, you know, I would want to know that myself. If I have money that's supporting, and I could name a lot of places right now that I don't want to support. And just because you're maybe making money over here, you're giving them an alternative. Here, this would support this, and here, instead of having it here, you could have it here, and making the same thing, but you're supporting something that helped is it's good and evil as far as I'm concerned, right?
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. Hey, I want to do something different today. We're actually going to go into my trading room right now, but let me say my disclosure here. Everything on this podcast is not meant for everything on this podcast is meant for education, information purposes only. I am not giving financial advice. If you like financial advice, you can seek financial professional help. from a licensed advisor, or you can give us a call 813-448-3446 or visit us at cortezwm.com. So I'm going to do something different today. I'm actually going to go, it's around lunchtime, and I'm going to go into the markets right now and make money on this correction we got going on. There's a lot of pressure going down. I wanted to show you what I do. This is pre-recorded. It's around noon on March 6th. So please do not take these trades as this is pre-recorded. I don't want to hear anybody losing money. I'm just going to show you some immediate benefits here. Okay, I had to take a little pause there for a second. But yeah, I'm in the lunch hour right now. About 12:30 right now on March 6th. I'm going to go into the trading room here. And so I want to say this disclosure here that please do not make these trades thinking that you're going to make money. This is pre-recorded, obviously, for the weekend. I'm just letting you know what I do from my own personal interest, right? And sometimes I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes, and I have no problem letting you know. But I do want to show you like the power behind all of this. This is real life stuff here. That I'm just not a financial advisor. I'm also a trader as well. And I really feel that your financial advisor should know how to trade, because they need to know how to keep the defense honest. They need to know how to keep the portfolio managers honest. So I'm actually in a trade right now. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. This is the first time me doing this here, so just bear with me on my podcast. So I like to look at the Dow, gold, crude oil, and the S&P. And so right now I took a trade on crude oil. Crude oil came back down. The trend line was massive down here, and this is on a 2-minute chart. So you're looking at everything on a 2-minute chart. I'm actually in a trade right this second. As a matter of fact, crude oil came down and it just closed. That was a $4,000 trade right there. So knowing that crude oil came down, I knew there was a support level here. And once my green traffic lights show that there's massive momentum, this candle broke out, and I was able to extrapolate money from the market on crude oil. It went back up, and that was just one trade. So we'll continue to look out for some other ones. So this is on TraderView for those of you that actually have an interest in trading. Now this one's going to be a riskier trade because I'm close to that VWAP, also known as a Bollinger Band. We want to be very careful when we're getting close to that, like we are right now. So this is definitely a risky trade. Again, this is a $100,000 account, and we are already up close to $1,300. And we're just trading, and we're just hoping this goes down. As you see, the trend line of the markets are going down. And so when I have these traffic lights, the short-term, mid-term, and long-term momentum going down, there's a high probability chance that it will continue to go down. So this is what the big banks do, guys. This is what the big banks do on your 401k. This is what they do. They have a room full of traders just completely trading against you. Imagine if you have a 401k IRA and your money literally is right here. There's always a buyer and there's always a seller. And because of the supply and demand, we have these charts. We have the ability to extrapolate liquidity out of the markets based on form patterns and technical analysis and fundamentals. But all that gets thrown away if you have a certain mindset. And that mindset is being stubborn. That mindset is not being open. That mindset is being sheep, right? Just because Trump is in, just because your favorite president is in, just because the worst president is in, it doesn't matter. The charts do not lie. You always have to understand that it's always going to be supply and demand that makes the markets. Anything go around. So we need to get out of our conspiratorial hat. Even though I believe in most of it, when it comes to the charts and trading, you will get hurt if you do not have open-minded and you literally put your political, religious, everything, your mindset at bay and literally trade the charts. You have to be a robot. And that's what Wall Street is one big, big fat robot. And then so we have to understand that there's people out there that have certain levels, that have certain traps that they know that not just economically, but psychologically, that you're going to move a certain direction. And so what these big hedge funds do is they'll push prices down knowing that you probably will buy, and then they will force all billions of millions of dollars hedge funds will have these sell options on a certain price point. And you've seen JP Morgan get in trouble with this with gold, where they create these fake sell orders, and it scares the market and it drives the prices back down. So we know all that, we see all that, and so I like to trade. I like to trade and make money off of that. So it's pretty amazing what we see here. So right now, looking at gold. Gold is going up in the short term. So here's gold. I don't know if this trade's going to hit, but look like it's going up. For my stop loss, always use a stop loss if you're trading, and to take profits right here. I like to have more take profit than stop loss. So yeah, we got green traffic lights. I think there's a pattern going up. So we'll see. We'll check back on this one, see if it goes through or not. So going into this weekend, guys, like there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Like you have BlackRock. Yeah, BlackRock going into the Panamanian Canal and buying up the ports. And then there's this whole like thing. What are they doing? Are they trying to partner up with Trump? Are they trying to like make it sound like they're the best? Are they trying? What are they doing? So one thing I do know about financial companies is they will rebrand themselves and they will re-image themselves on where the money is going. So if they feel that the population is swinging right, they will cater to the right. If they swing to the left and have the DEI, ESG movement going on, they will do that as well. Obviously, that bit them in the ass. Look at Target now going through another ban, like Bud Light did, and Target, and even Ford when they came out with the rainbow truck. I mean, so many woke agenda. You've heard the cliche, you go woke, you go broke. And that is that is true. I mean, you can quantify it now, like legit, you can quantify that is just not a conspiratorial statement. Like you can legit look at the financials, and when you do go woke, you will go broke. So we're starting to see that with Target, continue to see that with Target. And I think BlackRock understands this. And so now they're embracing the Trump administration. They want to buy into the Panama Canal. Let's not forget, this is the company that legit spent billions of dollars tokenizing everything. What does that mean? Well, pretty much everything that you own is going to be a token. It will be, it would actually be a in a database. So you don't go to the clerk of court anymore and you deal with the 30, 40 year veteran, Susie, that's been working in downtown courthouse, and pull up a file and say, hey, I need this file. Everything is scanned into a cloud, and that cloud is getting into another cloud, and that cloud is backed by another cloud. And so what we're seeing is actually tokenization happening. So what is tokenization? Here's a picture of me buying a car for my father-in-law. And, you know, when I bought this car, I paid cash for it. I wanted to bless him. He's on fixed income. So I decided to buy him a car, a Toyota Camry. And they said, when I wrote the check for the car, they said, here you are. You'll receive an email of the proof of purchase. You'll see an email of everything. Oh, and your the actual title will be emailed to you. I said, what? Yeah. The DMV has a record that you are now the new owner, or your father-in-law is the new owner. And so we used to have these like paper titles, right? Like on thick bond paper. Not anymore, guys. I mean, you can request it, but at the end of the day, it is legit It is legit now in a server. And so it's on a blockchain. I say all that because it's on a blockchain. And it got me thinking, what else is on a blockchain? Well, the blockchain technology is being used everywhere in every sector possible. Like they said that it was going to be used for compliance purposes, but come to find out, pharmaceutical companies are using it to help with the quality control, animal products, food products. And so what they do is they get all this information, they put it in a blockchain. The blockchain technology is universal on everything, to the point where they can't even control Bitcoin anymore. So what do? They create a blockchain, and everything is going to run through this blockchain on the financial system called the CBDC. So Trump has said that we're going to get rid of all CBDCs, but in the same breath does an executive order that we're going to create our own governmental CBDC. It's going to be safe, effective, and smooth. And so now FedNow, as you know, is a real legit problem. FedNow is owned by the government, and it's a payment system that will go from peer to peer and also bank to bank. And they can now track, trace, and control everything. So you probably clicked this link because you don't trust the stock market. You know that it's manipulated. You know it's rigged for the big banks. You know that you can be financially inoculated with everything that's going on. And the reason why you're here is because you might have some FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fearful because you don't know what's going on. Uncertainty because there's no one to talk to. And doubtful because there's no plan on what is about to come. But one thing, when it comes to retirement planning, if you don't have a game plan for whatever is about to come, then you are not prepared. It's time for you to protect your money outside of buying gold and silver. This is going to be the best thing because you're protected by contract law. Completely different animal, guys. Again, Carlos Cortez here. Hope I can hear from you. And let's just have a conversation to see if this strategy works for you. Just know, guys, just know that we are going to be track, trace, and control. Let's talk about in general the overall markets. I'm over here day trading and scalping. So here's VIXY. Volatility, I said it day one. Volatility is going up. We got a blue pattern that just formed, a blue cross. So that means, this thing it's a golden cross on an inverse relationship. So the VIXY is going up. Volatility is going up. For those of you that don't know what VIXY is, it basically tracks the volatility index. And if we go to the volatility index, we are at 24, knocking on 25. Holy smokes. We are experiencing some massive volatility. So if you haven't had a chance to speak with your advisor, if you're in the process of moving accounts, I get it, but you need to have shelter. You need to have an active portfolio. You can't just buy and hold this anymore, guys. This is coming. The volatility is going up. And when volatility goes up, typically what happens is the S&P, the financial markets do go down. So we're going to pull up the S&P 500 real quick. And here we are. We have a pink pattern here, which is a sign of a death cross coming in. It is coming down. We are headed down. So what are you doing right now to protect yourselves? Here at my firm, all you got to do is reach out to us. We are going to put bumper rails on your portfolio. We're going to use green money solutions. We're going to have an agenda that will protect your principal from the woke agenda, from the stock market agenda, and also from the political agenda. So we want to make sure that we are able to help you not just make money when the market goes down, but also protect it. For those of you that are just kind of in a 401k, or you're facing retirement, or you're trying to retire, definitely give us a call. We want to help you. But yes, the markets is going down. Great time to get into some safe money strategies because what happens is when the market does go down, we're able to lock in a price, and then eventually it comes back up, and we make all of those upswings. So it's obviously a great time to get in when the market does go down. We want to help a ton of people, as many people as we can. So yeah, the S&P 500 is going down. QQQs, same pattern, guys. Same pattern. They're all correlated. VIX is still high, close and knocking on 25. We have a market meltdown that's going to happen on the NASDAQ. If we look at gold, Gold should be going up. It's not always certain. For those of you that like to trade and buy gold, we are at an all-time high. Yes, the momentum is high, but not all the time does gold go up when the stock market goes down. And so for those of you that want to cancel safe money accounts for buy gold, that is not safe at all. So do not buy gold at an all-time high, guys. Just don't do it. It is a commodity. It will get traded. And I'll make a ton of money when this bad boy does go down. And it will go down. It hits these highs and it tends to go down. However, fundamentally speaking, I understand why you buy gold. I understand. So if we look at gold throughout the course, of course, it has done very, very well, but it has ability to lose momentum. So we don't want to buy here right now. We want to buy the dips. So if it dips, yeah, that's when I would buy it. But right now, treat it as a trade. Because at the end of the day, it is a trade. At the end of the day, no matter what you believe, it's still a trade. So we don't want to buy at an all-time high. That would be silly. Even though I do like gold. I possess gold. I have gold. It's a great emergency situation. But to me right now, it's just a commodity that we're just trading. So that's gold. For those of you that have silver, let's look at silver. They're all correlated. I like silver better than gold, really. Now, silver is a commodity as well. It's not a tier 1 currency. And we got a golden cross forming here. Obviously, it went down from 32 back to like 30 back in early March. And then it's coming right back up. So you want to buy these dips if you are going to buy precious metals. And this is going back up. So we have green bars here. So pretty amazing that silver is starting to creep back up. So I like silver better than gold for many reasons. But the all-time high was around that 33.5 mark, and we're still below it. So it's still a good opportunity to buy silver if you're going to buy precious metals. But once again, we are trending up, and we are below that all-time high. So not a bad spot. I do like silver because it is a commodity, and it does have a lot to do with AI. It does have a lot to do with computers and microchips. You need silver to produce all those things. So pretty neat to have that as an investment. For those of you that like to make money off of market crashes, this is SQQQ. So this is going to be the inverse relationship of the Dow. Of the NASDAQ. Look at this puppy just scream. Look at this puppy just scream. Let me pan out, actually. So we understand that it went down. Wow. This thing is amazing. So SQQ hits rock bottom, and now we're in green levels. So we're starting to see short-term, mid-term, and long-term momentum. We call these our traffic lights, and it is looking pretty amazing. So let me reset all this. So for those of you that want to make money off a market crash, I would look at SQQQ. Again, this is a risky investment. This is a leverage ETF. If the market does go down, this will go up. I'm talking about the NASDAQ. So for those of you that like the S&P 500, you can go to SPXL, and this is 3 times. I'm sorry, X. This one is fire. You literally could look at this, and we got a golden cross here. So, I mean, I don't know what I got to tell you. Like, the markets are going down. The shorts are making money now. All the indices, when I pull them up raw, naked, they all have negative outlooks. The inverse have positive outlooks. So what more confirmation do you want? I have a golden blue cross here. Markets are going to go up. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that markets are going down. You need to protect yourself. Like, a hurricane is coming. Like, what are you doing right now to protect yourself? You just can't sit in a 401k and say, oh, I'm good. I'm going to just go to treasuries. You got to have a plan in place. You got to have a proactive plan. So while you're doing that, we want to help you. So all you got to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at CortezWM.com. We've gotten a lot of calls. tons of calls from all over the country, and people are just legit scared because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to protect themselves. They don't know how to make money off a downward spiral like the market's doing. And I told you guys literally almost 2 years ago, they're going to crash the markets on Trump if they get in. And that's what they're doing right now. They're going to blame his tariff policies. They're going to blame inflation. They're going to blame everything on him. And they're just going to crash the markets on him. Maybe we'll see some bank failures. You know, one thing I haven't looked at in a while is KRE. Remember I was talking about KRE for so long? Oh boy, we got a death cross here, man. So the financials are not looking good. The regional banks. Remember I said they'll crash. They will crash the banks on Trump. I said that. Well, here we are. We have a death cross. Last time we got a death cross was back in June of last year, and it went down. We had more bank failures in 2023 than in 2008. Could this be a massive, massive meltdown in the financial segments? We got a lot of commercial real estate loans that we don't have an answer for. We have bank deposits that are low because businesses can't keep up with inflation. We have deflationary issues that are affecting small business America, like savings rates are plummeted, mortgage applications almost non-existent, home prices surging because people can't even have a job to afford the underwritten requirements to get a mortgage. Hey, the charts don't lie. I got a pink box here. Basically, a death cross is coming, so we will see a massive tank right here with all of this momentum coming in. It high chance that we're going to see a negative outlook on the banks. For those of you that like Tesla's in the crapper right now. Another death cross here. Boom. Magnificent Seven. One of the Magnificent Seven. We're going to see a massive drop like we've had. It's at 280. Could get down to lower levels of maybe down to 200. We'll see. We will see. But I have nothing but red signal lights saying that, hey, it's going down. And I believe one of the big banks have degraded Tesla. So I think it was Goldman Sachs. All right. So not all my trades worked out today, but hey, this one's working out really well. The Dow is going down, and we already, what's that? Almost $5,000 deep into profit. So I'm gonna just let this one ride. Yeah, actually, I probably shouldn't let it ride because it's coming back against me. My green bars are coming back. So whenever you do this, what you want to do is it's okay. It's okay that your projections are wrong, but you always want to protect your capital. So I'm gonna just go ahead and close out of this one, but not bad. Close to $4,000 on just a few minutes here live, knowing that the market, the trend line is going down. So we're in a little uproar here with green bars. But basically what happens is when we have a trend line, you're going to get these spikes, these bear market rallies. They'll breathe back up, so to speak, and then they'll come right back down. So I'll watch it. Maybe at the end of the podcast, I'll get back in a trade. Pretty amazing though. Like you can literally learn to trade and do it from home, or you can hire us as your advisor. We don't trade for clients, but we know what's going on before it even happens. And we want to make sure your retirement is safe and secure. We feel that a lot of the advisors right now are not doing their job. They're not keeping you informed. They don't have the experience to know what's actually going on in a marketplace because all they do is make a living off selling packaged products to you and putting you in a cookie cutter situation. Everybody's different. Our money managers are different. They understand the trading aspect of these things. And we also have green money solutions where we don't even have to worry about the minutia of just having all of this trading and volatility when we have a safe money bucket. You have to have a safe money bucket so that your money is growing. The institutions do all the trading, not with your money, but with their money, and you only get the credit. So you definitely want to make sure that your money is protected. You definitely want to make sure that you have the ability to generate an income off of the profits. So with that being said, guys, I want to make sure that you understand that everything on this podcast is not investment advice or trading advice is for information education purposes only. I just wanted to share my screen while I was trading during the lunch hour. Some hit, some didn't, but hey, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So yeah, I just wanted to hop back on. And so the good news is, guys, you don't really need to worry about the minutia of day trading or swing trading. We have everything in place. When we have green money, we have the ability to have a retirement that can protect your principal. So all you got to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446. More importantly, you can download our free guide at americafirstretirementplan.com. So we have a lot of people, and also if you give us a call, we're going to send you this book, no fee to you. Give us a call. Just spend 10, 15 minutes with us. See how we can help you. And I'll send you this book. I'll even sign it. And yeah, so I'm just excited that I wrote this book and I can share my message to all of America. So it's been great. So just to let you guys know, we're getting a lot of calls all over the country as we're on different networks where I know this show has been streamed on DirecTV as well as YouTube and some other platforms. And maybe this lands for you, maybe it doesn't, but I want you to understand that when we have this president that is making waves worldwide, like people are flocking over, we understand that there is strength in peace, and peace, it takes strength to have peace. So there's going to be some strong pivotal flexes, I would say, that are going to move countries and the way they spend their GDPs. Either way, from automobiles, like today, the market today, where we're delaying the automobile deals with Canada and Mexico, we're going to have reactions to that. However, what I don't want many Americans to do is just sit tight and do nothing. Like, doing nothing is how you get hurt on Wall Street. Doing nothing is how your retirement will pay you to keep on working, like in your job, in a bad way. So you have to do something. You have to be proactive, like more than ever. It used to be the buy and hold, and you can save into a fund, the Franklin Growth Fund of whatever, or your American funds, and save $500 in a month. But it is a passive investment. But we are now in an industry, an era, the AI era, that literally controls everything before it even happens. It's robotic, it's centralized, it's track, trace, and control. It is basically communistic focused. And just with a few clicks of a button, your whole livelihood could be controlled. This is why I feel that Trump is creating its own CBDC. After he said we're going to get rid of the CBDC, I feel like he's going to promote his own FedNow program. We are now already CBDC. There's no way around it. As I said earlier, from buying a car to buying a home to buying any piece of property or anything that has real value will be tokenized. If BlackRock could go to Panama and own all of the ports there, they sure as heck can afford to tokenize everything. And this track, trace, and control, the social credit score will get pushed. There is no two-party system. There is only good and there's evil. And you're going to know by his fruits. By their fruits, you'll know your people. At least that's what I pray. So we want to make sure that we are not stagnant when it comes to our retirement. Like many people, they have Trump going in and they're like, hey, we're okay. The markets are going to go up. Like, this is what the markets want you to believe. They want you to believe that everything's okay. The money managers want you to believe okay. When you turn on CNBC and the woke media, they always paint the picture that it's going to be okay. Over the long term is what they say. Over the long term, over the long haul, we're going to average 7 to 14%. Do you really have long term when you're 60, 65 years old and you're trying to plan for retirement and you're trying to live off 4 or 5, even 6% withdrawals on your $500,000 IRA? You don't have long term. You don't. And so if we have a 20% correction, I mean, I showed you the charts. The charts look freaking nasty. Like, the headway is here, guys. What more do you want to see? We have commercial real estate that have never, ever been solved. We've had this problem for over 2 years. We have KRE coming back down. We saw the crap that it went through in 2023. We were covering it all throughout 2023. That was all I was talking about was KRE, right? You guys remember that? We have banks. We have CBDCs here. We have Trump playing around with tariffs. We get it. We get it. And what's interesting is that everybody, he wants to have he wants more income coming into the government, which I get. But what about the Fed? The Fed just keeps on printing money out of thin air. It means nothing. And then they buy back the treasuries. Like, why are we being taxed? Like the video says, why are we being taxed? When the government can just print out money and pay its deficit and kick the can down the road. Why is Joe the plumber being taxed? Like, we pay the government and the government's not doing nothing with it. The roads are still crappy. The prisons, the public school systems, the libraries, the bridges, everything is not up to par. You go to other countries and they have better airports than us. They actually have like beautiful design. I was in Cancun a few years ago, and you would thought I was in like some high-end European airport. I mean, I'm telling you, this airport was beautiful. They had like artificial turf in like the atrium area, marble floors. The food court was very clean. It smelled amazing in there. The bathrooms were all electronic. You could like wave your hand and the stall opens. I mean, it's just state-of-the-art stuff at the airports. But you go to JFK, you go to LaGuardia, you go to O'Hare, it's a crap show, man. It's a crap show. Yeah, things need to change. I don't think we can get this done in 4 years. But what I can tell you is that we can protect your money. We can grow your money inside of those 4 years. We can take advantage of what the market gives us. And that's the thing. Like in football, there's this saying, take what the defense gives you. Well, we can take what the market's given us. And right now, it's given us some amazing opportunities to make some day trades, to make some swing trades, to make some long-term trades, and also to reposition our retirement, to reportfolioize your retirement so that when Trump does his thing with the tariffs, we're making profit from it. When the market does go down, we are being profitable from it. We're protecting ourselves. We're repositioning our assets so that we can get all the upswings. And we're able to make literally so much money in these type of scenarios. When the volatility index is high, it's 24% right now. I'm sorry, at 24. The VIX is just screaming high. You really need some green money. Like for those of you that are just turning in, you haven't seen me before, green money is an account where you have principal protection. You have no losses. You have the ability to grow your assets. Doesn't matter if it's retirement money, 401k money, money underneath the mattress, bank money, simple IRA money, LLC money. It does not matter where the money comes from. If it's from any bank account, obviously in any institution, but you can fund this account with any types of funds. You're growing it and you're compounding it and doubling possibly every 4 to 6 years. So the reason why we're able to do that is because the NASDAQ has yielded over 18% over the past 45 years. I mean, don't even take my word for it. Just look at it. Look at the returns. You want me to show you the returns all over again? I could do that. I mean, don't even take my word for it. Just look at these returns, guys. And 25 is down 5%. We get that. We make zeros when you have negative years. 24, a 24%. And 23, we made 53%. AI is taking off. 2022, 32%. 21 and 26, a 47. 37, a 0. 31 and a half. 5.89, 8.43, 17 in 2014, 2013, 35%, 2012, 16, close to 17%, 2011, 2%, 2010, 19.22, 2009, 53.54. In 08, it lost 40, close to 42%. We made a zero. And obviously in 07, 18%. You could get these returns. Like, this is not pie in the sky numbers. These are actual real returns that our clients are going to get with green money. And I don't know if you even know about green money. I don't know if you have access to it. Possibly you don't, because most of your advisors are going to be your typical Series 7 broker. Most, like how I was. I basically worked for a FINRA member firm, and I had to do what they said because compliance told me to do. But the moment I started saying, hey, my client doesn't want to lose money anymore, let's move them to this institution. Oh, well, Mr. Cortez, you can't do that because it goes against firm policy. It goes against what we believe in. It goes against your licensing. I said, protecting my client's asset, it goes against licensing? What are you talking about? And then I realized, wait a second, I'm paying them for them to communistically control me, and I can't even live the American dream. I want to be the American dream. I can't even give that freedom to the client. Are you joking me? No. And then I find out that green money is in banks like the Wells Fargo, Truist, and CCB back in them, and SunTrust before they got bought out by Truist. It was CCB, where I'm from, and BB&T, right, where I'm from, North Carolina. They're selling green money accounts. And then I come to find out when they interviewed me, when I finally made a name for myself, now these institutions want me. Merrill Lynch, actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to work for Merrill Lynch, and they basically said, yeah, right, you don't know anybody. You're just some Puerto Rican kid that doesn't come from money. Literally, that's what they told me. This is before I knew anything was what it is now, 15 years ago. But long story short, they offer green money accounts and they water it down, guys. They lower. Remember how I say you can make 100%? Well, yeah, you can get the same account with these banks, the PNCs of the world, the Wells Fargo advisors of the world, and BB&T, which is now Truist. Like, you can hire a financial advisor in the banking system. They are going to be in the banking system. Those products are so haircutted and watered down that an account with the independent fiduciary, you would make 100% of whatever index this is versus 40 or 50% of the same product, the same carrier, and the bank keeps the rest. Like, it is terrible, like what they do. But I can't speak against it. Because you're not allowed to. So you know what I did? I got rid of that stupid license called the Series 7 because I wanted to be able to speak life into my clients. I want to be able to speak the truth. I didn't care what happened to me, because one of the biggest things that I can't stand is when people get taken advantage of. And I did not want to be associated with a bank that did that, or a whole communistic paradigm shift, the whole brokers society. Like, I didn't want to be a part of that anymore. It just didn't fit who I was. So unfortunately, I can't say that about many advisors. Many advisors are still in that trench. And, maybe your advisor is. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm not saying that you can't be successful. I'm just saying, for me, I wasn't able to do what I want to do in that system. And so I have a podcast. I have hundreds of thousands of views every single month. There's no way in God's green earth I will be able to have this if I was still a stockbroker in those firms. There's just no way. However, I can speak from experience that a lot of those guys don't even have your best interests. So with that being said, I want you to get healthy. Definitely go to getmeleanusa.com. Get some peptides in you. As you guys know, I've lost a ton of weight. You can check out my before and afters. We're doing some great things, all plant-based, natural-based. They are including animal peptides as well as plant-based peptides. So get in there. The drinks are amazing. I feel great. The energy's high. We're losing weight and gaining muscle. I have a terrible shoulder injury that I've been babying, and I'm able to help with injuries and build muscle from that standpoint. But go to Get Me Lean USA. Definitely do it. You're supporting the show. We make a few bucks when you order stuff. It's an affiliate program, a strategic partner of ours, but they're God-fearing, America First company. And I really want to support them, and I want to represent them. And they are definitely contributing by just talking about it. And we want to promote companies that are in the business of elevating our health. There's so many bad companies out there with bad products. So they say they're good, but you look at it and there's so many carcinogens and toxins, and this stuff kills you. But with Get Me Lean USA, make products, they're just all natural and great. So I hope that you can click on the link at Get Me Lean USA and get some supplements, support our show. Also, you can donate to us. All you got to do is click the link below at CortezWM.com and just contact our office if you want to donate to the show. We're more than happy to use your money for the high cost of this podcast. But yeah, don't forget, if you are confused about your retirement, if you're scared about what's going on, you don't know what's going on, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, then give us a call, 813-448-3446. We want to help you. We want to work with God-fearing patriots. We love Americans. We love helping our hardworking American people that want to keep the cross first. We are your people. We want to help you. You should ask your advisor what you do in 2008. You should ask your advisor, are you vaccinated? You should ask your advisor all the personal questions that you would ask your neighbor, because if they're partnering with you, then you need to be on the same exact page, physically, mentally, spiritually, politically, medically, socially. Like, you got to be on the same page this day. Like, I don't want to fake a personality when you call or when I'm talking with you. Like, a lot of these people, they would fake a personality just so they can earn your business. That's how the industry works. Don't do that. Be real. Have hard conversations. It's okay. I welcome it. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for watching the podcast. Sorry, my trades didn't work out pretty well. It was kind of hard trading earlier today, and I had to break this podcast in different segments. I had a jacket on, took it off. And yeah, it was fun, but I'll do it more often. I like watching the markets. I like trading. I also like telling you what's going on before it actually happens. So when you watch Scriptures of Wall Street, you're already in the know. So you know what to do with your money. So I also wanted to say this one scripture. Earlier today, I was reading about pride. Pride swells up. A man thinks of himself more highly than he thought, to a breeding ground for its self-deception. Pride is when you give weight to the things you have done and accomplished, convinced you did it in all your strength. So I just wanted to share that, because my scripture today, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way and froward mouth do I hate. That's what God says. Recognize and pursue God's greatness and holiness. Reject and hate anything that goes against God, and reject arrogance, pride, and corrupt speech. So, as I said in many times, because we want to reject arrogance and pride and corrupt speech, we do not want to promote hate. This podcast is for hope, is for love. Doesn't mean we're feminist and we're soft. Doesn't mean we don't have a backbone. But we also want to make sure that we're also being the light and the salt of this earth, the salt and the light of this earth. So with that being said, be salt, guys. Love God, love your neighbor. Do what's right in all aspects, but also defend your family, defend your marriage. Wear the full plate of armor of God, the plate of righteousness, the belt of truth, the sandals, the salvation, just the helmet, everything. So we want to put our full armor on and show up loving our neighbor, being there for our spouse, our kids, being there for the church. So anyways, God bless you guys. I'm out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe our Rumble channel, please. We need help there. And we want to make sure that we have the ability to help you, because a lot of people are out there just working and they're not even paying attention to the current marketplace right now. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I can keep on talking. With that being said, we'll talk with you later. God bless. You probably clicked this link because you don't trust the stock market. You know that it's manipulated. You know it's rigged for the big banks. You know that you can be financially inoculated with everything that's going on. And the reason why you're here is because you might have some FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fearful because you don't know what's going on. Uncertainty because there's no one to talk to. And doubtful because there's no plan on what is about to come. But one thing, when it comes to retirement planning, if you don't have a game plan for whatever it is about to come, then you are not prepared. It's time for you to protect your money outside of buying gold and silver. This is going to be the best thing because you're protected by contract law. Completely different animal, guys. Again, Carlos Cortez here. Hope I can hear from you. And let's just have a conversation to see if this strategy works for you.